Ron Bates. Anybody else want to comment?
Yes.
You missed much? Okay. Jan. Please state your name and address.
My name is Jan Pitsy. I live at 9024 Copenhagen Road. I want to introduce you to our board. Gina St. James, real estate agent, mother of 5. Mike Pitsy, retired police officer for over 28 years, doing security at Peterson. Ronnie, 24 years in the Air Force, veteran, still working, and is talking about retiring soon. Josh was in the Airborne, sergeant, is a substitute teacher, helps out with Special Olympics. He was an HOA past president. And Wally has 33 years of public works in water, holding many certificates, and he was a firefighter and an EMT for over 28 years. These people donate their time. They get paid $100 for a meeting, not to exceed $1,600 for the year. We have so many things coming up in our district. We have to build 2 wells, we have to dig 2 wells, we have to build a water tank, we're working on our wastewater tower, and we have to do a lift station. That's a lot of meetings that they have to attend, a lot of things they have to do. I can tell you, though, what these board members did not do. They did not put D49 on lockdown because they threatened the janitor. They did not put MSI, the Covenant Management Company, on lockdown and end up with a 5-year restraining order from Lisa Quinn. They did not put the district office on lockdown and did not make district put in bulletproof glass on advice from the police. How would you like it if your wife, your daughter, your brother worked in the district and that they have to work under those conditions? In the middle of negotiations to refinance our bonds, they did not go and tell the bondholders we were lying. They did not go out to one of our banks and misrepresent themselves for information he was not entitled to and cost the district $6,000. They did not follow a board member's daughter's home. They have not followed our workers' homes, into tanning salons, or around stores and through checkout lines. They did not shove a young lifeguard, which caused a year's suspension from the rec center. They did not call building inspector and cause an extra expense for renovation here, when we were told by an architect that it was bearing wall, so no inspection was needed. They did not call the building inspector and tell them we were using it for something we were not. They did not sue the district many times and lose due to frivolous reasons. They did not start 2 recalls that cost the district more money than the lawsuits already had. They did not make it difficult to get qualified board members for board members. They did not make it difficult to hire lawyers due to him visiting and harassing their office. They did not make a female park and rec manager quit due to stalking, following her home, and then describing the inside of her home in detail.
Wait till you see what I got.
They did not call district vendors and harass them, and they have not committed bank fraud.
Wow, you timed that perfect.
We're out of money.
Okay. You know, it's kind of cool that he ain't got no questions you have to answer. All right. Actually, we're going to skip this here. I want Ron Pace to go next.
I'm going to wait till the end, Mr. Killett. I'm the last person online. I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
No, I'm not. I got my documents, I'm not ready.
Is that how it is that? No. You're up now. This is your time to speak.
Mr. Killett, I'm the last person on the list.
Mr. Pace, you're up now to speak.
You saying that if I don't come up, I can't talk?
Yes.
Ms. Kirkbride, I'm the last person on the list.
So?
That means he gets to come in front of me?
Yeah, why, you want to cut?
No, I just,
My name's Jonathan Martin. I just moved here,
Name and your address. Yeah, we're waiting till you get it. Okay.
8235 Del Rio Road. Retired senior chief from the Navy, served 30 years, 100% service connect, served 26 years, 100% service connected disabled veteran. All you guys should already know what my questions are. It's amazing how a lot of them have already been answered. Daniel, it was miraculous that he was able to send that email out right before the meeting. I couldn't read it, but we got it. The questions I do have, and I would like to ask all my questions before I ask for answers so I get through them all, but what percentage of Woodland Hills residents use the rec centers? When will the rehab or whatever we're doing to this building start? How much does it cost to run both rec centers each year? Why doesn't the YMCA run the rec centers? Are the instructors for these classes, are they paid by the district, or are they only paid by what they receive from people who attend the classes? Has there ever been an audit done on Woodland Hills, and how long ago? And do we need a new one? Will this maybe answer some of the questions? So the last thing I have is, not the last thing, next last thing I have is, why is there so much animosity between the board and the residents? I've only lived here a couple months. I've only talked to a couple of handfuls of my neighbors. Every one of them says, be careful around this board. They will do everything they can to screw you. Be careful around this board. I don't understand. If it was coming from one person, I would understand that. But everybody I talk to has a problem with the board.
Yep.
You guys are volunteers. Really, I don't know where your personal gain is from anything that's going on. So where's the animosity coming from? In closing, I would like to tell all of you, thank you very much for what you do. You're way braver than I am. I just couldn't do it. I'm a retired guy and I plan on staying that way. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Abby, again, living up to this.
You're gonna
Yes.
do that, okay.
One question you asked about the audit, I'm gonna answer that. We are audited every year. And for the last 4 years that I remember, it's because since I've been in it, I think the name is Stock, what is the name of it?
Stock and cash.
Yeah, they come at the end of the audit season and give a layout of everything that happened, and they've always said that our stuff was tip-top, everything was supposed to be. We got an A+ rating for the audits. I can't answer that part. If you don't mind, can I hold your sheet there?
Actually, I got it off my phone because my printer doesn't work. So
Okay, well,
if you want to see it, I can.
Well, I have a few right here. One is the rec center.
The audit,
Mr. Martin, here you go.
and I,
Oh, you have
this.
And it's posted on our website.
Oh,
Can I get into that for this? The audit is done by Stockman. It's turned over to
is
the
that the right?
state.
Yeah, well, okay.
It's turned over to the state every June.
Okay, what are the percentage of the Woodland Hills residents use rec center? Corey, I think you.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier. We've got 2,092 usage agreements. I think there's 2,500 homes here, but then Bentgrass and can use the facility as well.
No, there's one.
There's two.
Okay, Bennington is it, but Bennington is.
So there's 8,283 individuals that actually are registered to use the facility.
Understood. I could be registered to use it myself. I probably can't use a whole lot of stuff here, but I could be. But how many people are actually coming in and utilizing the facility?
Yeah, so from January 1st to today, 14,444 people.
But
have used the
how many
facility.
of those 14,444 is the same person that comes in here 5, 6, 7 times a week?
But that's irrelevant because the fact that they're using a facility, we've got 14,000 people, that's 500 people a week, 100 people a day. That's huge. I've been in this business 30-some years. That's pretty good numbers. And then you've got another 7,000 that are using the weight room downstairs. That's huge. That's a lot of people.
Again, my question is not how many people walk through the door. It's how many people out of the residents that live here walk through the door. Not how many people, the same person walking in and out, in and out, in and out. Is it 5% of the residents are using the facilities? Is it 10%?
Victoria, am I under the impression that only residents can use the facilities?
No non-residents can pay a daily fee, a monthly
Is that part of your number?
Excuse me?
Is that part of your number? So I think you're looking for a percentage.
Yeah.
Pull up a calculator, what's,
Yeah, for a percentage, I'm gonna have to dig deeper. The system I have currently doesn't give me a percentage. I'd have to
It
go
should.
each 14,444 person and see
Okay.
how many times they've used it, so it'll take me a while.
Okay, so on that question, should get that and get it to, we'll put that on our blog, womanhills.org, we got a blog,
Right.
we get that one answered for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the second one here, why are we still waiting for answers?
No.
We
Oh,
got
actually,
that.
let me back up. 14,000, I did pull out the non-residents, those are only residents. Those are not non-residents.
When will the rehab start on the rec center?
It's almost done.
I
The
think-
expansion, everything.
I think you're talking about,
You said this rec center.
Oh, okay, I was under the impression it was this one, I'm sorry, is it east then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then, I'm sorry, east, when does that start?
Well, it's those that can get the permits.
Okay.
and that is not even task. I can tell you that. Okay, so we get on that one, okay? How much it cost?
That one is gonna be done in phases. As we have the money.
Have they been filed?
How much? Let's
Has it been
let's
filed?
handle his first and
Yeah.
We're waiting on the state for approval.
when will the rehab start on the rec center? You already answered that. How much does it cost to run the 2 rec centers each year? Do we have that?
We'll have to get it, or I'm gonna turn on the block for you, Jen.
Why doesn't the YMCA run the rec centers?
Jan?
Go ahead.
Way back in 2008, I think it was. Corey used to be with the YMCA. She was at the rec center when it was first opened in 2013. She opened the building. But we started figuring out that it cost us $435,000 to pay the Y. We then turned around, we paid all the maintenance, all the chemicals, we paid for everything. They kept the money for all the programs. We got nothing back. We just kept spending more and more and more money. So we went and we worked with this wonderful man over at Cottonwood Park. We told him what he wanted. He took us through the whole thing, and we said we could work this out much better if we did it ourselves. And at the time, we had a committee, everybody was involved, and it worked out better to do it ourselves.
Yeah, let me explain why the Y ran Woodman Hills and why it runs Meridian Ranch. And I was with the Y here in the Springs for close to 10 years, before I relocated to Singapore, and I've lived in Singapore. I lived in Singapore for about 8 years.
No, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, very happy you make.
Just don't chew gum and don't throw it on the ground.
That's right. So I received a payment monthly from the developer, because the Woodman Hills community was still under development, that I had to manage that facility with this amount of money. And it was tight. And then whatever we gained from the programming, I put it right back in and bought equipment, that kind of thing. Never had to pay the water, never paid the electricity, nothing like that. So I had to pay all the salaries, insurance, HR, and then there was a fee that was charged back to our HR department with the YMCA at the Pikes Peak region, our finance department, because they had to take care of the books and that kind of thing. So I don't know what happened after I left. I then opened Meridian Ranch, so I was working both Woodman Hills and Meridian Ranch, and then I was relocated by the Y to be in charge of all their aquatic facilities within the YMCA. So the reason Meridian Ranch has it right now is because it's still under the developer's ties, or whatever the right word is. That's the only reason. Should that developer leave, and when it's fully built out, that developer could say, I'm not doing the rec center anymore, and now Meridian Ranch, you must take over the rec center. And whenever you have a rec center, and I've been doing this for 30-some years, it's extremely expensive. And in Singapore, I opened what was called the OCBC Aquatic Center. It was FINA approved. I had Junior World Championships. I had Joseph Schooling there. I had Michael Phelps there. I had name brand swimmers there. And I ran the entire facility. I actually worked for Comcast, Xfinity, ran that. I had to educate them on how expensive it is to run a rec facility. It's extremely expensive, but what you get back from it is so much more, and that's leading a healthy lifestyle. But to have the Y come in and do it, they're not going to do anything different than what we're doing right now and what I'm trying to do. I'm kind of starting from scratch and building everything up, and I think we've had some successes these last number of months, and I know moving forward we can still have the same success. But this renovation It's a whole new ballgame for you guys. This will be fantastic. I can't tell you how exciting it is to be able to get this, the rec center renovated. It's weathered. I like to use that word, weathered. And we need.
Why is that though?
Just the materials that were chosen, not by anybody in this room, not by anybody in this room, not by the board, by no one. They had no control over building that rec center.
But they
So-
did have control over maintaining it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just to give you an example, my house that I just purchased has been neglected on the
Sure,
exterior.
absolutely.
So I know, I bought the house, I bought it off the internet, but when I finally saw it, I looked at it and it was like, oh, I know there's a problem here, I'm gonna need to paint this house. Have we not seen these problems with the
Sure, they
rec
have.
center for
And-
that
and-
many years?
Sure, absolutely. And they've done the things that they best that they could. And now it's to a point where, look, the facility is what,
CTF funds like
18
that
years old?
$70,000 a year to get
Yeah,
that place.
so 15 years old. Anytime a facility is that old, things are gonna start, you need to start moving to the next best item that's out there. But take a look at the pool out here. It's time that we need to revamp that pool, we need to revamp the circulation system. It's just timing, it's just the time to do that. The YMCA is going through the same thing. The downtown Y, the Garden Ranch Y, they're all going through revamps. You can only maintain so much when you need to start doing something new, and that's where the renovation is coming in. But the Y isn't necessarily the solution.
Okay, it was a question that I was asked to ask, so I asked it.
Absolutely, yep, yep. And it was great, it was a wonderful opportunity for me, and I know when I came back, I was very excited to come back because I got to go to see where it has come. It's come a long way since when I was here in 2003, so it's exciting to see where you guys are going as a recreation professional. I can't tell you how exciting it is. It truly is exciting. It'll be just a totally different ballgame.
Oh, I wish I could use it.
Well,
You can.
maybe you will be able to, but we needed to build a wastewater treatment plant, so most of the money that we had was going into there, and we couldn't spend it on this.
I thought the wastewater treatment was paid for by the developer that left. Isn't that what you posted? That they graciously left us so much money? I'll have to go back and look at that
$4 million
again.
a long time ago, and we've
Okay.
added
Wait.
it to it.
When they built this facility here, this was like a fluff piece. When we bought out here, they brought us over here and said, look at, we have a rec center. This is not a rec center. This is a house with a weight room in the cellar and a pool up front. And has it been maintained? It's been used to death. We've spent more money in stolen equipment and trying to keep this place running because it's not a rec center. The east is a rec center and it was built cheap. They cut corners everywhere in that thing.
It was.
And we're paying for it now. We're paying for it. The developer, yeah, he put it up. And he did what he had to do. He's making money. That's what developers do. They make money.
So-
He put it up. And that's what it was
And we
for.
get people coming into the rec center that have just bought a house, and they show us, well, where's this pool? So they've got their house in Woodland Hills and the rec center pool at Meridian Ranch. Well, and they're like, well, that's not right. I said, we need to go to your realtor, because I don't have anything to do about that. So you see what I'm saying? Sure. So if that, he said, well, one of the reasons we bought here is because we saw this pool. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. However, here's what we have coming. So.
Did you see a pool when you bought your house?
I didn't know anything about the community, didn't know anything about anything until the closing table, really. So,
I got a little question for you. Can you get those questions back?
And I just want to clarify as a realtor, I let them know that we're not part of Meridian Ranch pool. We have some realtors
Yeah,
that are
and
coming
the-
from out
yeah.
of the area selling out here, not realizing that there's not a HOA pool in the metro woods.
And I've got good friends my good friend is in charge of HR at Pikes for the Y. I can't tell you how many problems they're having with that rec center over there. Their gym is leaking. The indoor pool is shut down, most of it is because of the way that they configured the pump system. The outdoor pool was having some issues as well. So don't think that we're the only facility that has issues. Meridian Ranch, much more than we are, is having problems daily.
Whenever a developer puts up a place like this or anything, They're trying to make money. They